indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Are we going to do the swearing in
Do you
right?
want to do your comments first?
No, we do the swearing in.
Okay.
Let's do the swearing in first. So, Pam and Paul and Al and I.
Tactical for the border or tactical?
It's a military thing. It's a long story. It's a special operators thing. There's beards, and then there's tactical beards. It's got to be so long.
To be tactical. Reminds me a little bit of Long Street in Gettysburg. That's what you look like.
So
Yeah.
I didn't tell them. It's,
I like that.
especially the shapes of the hand.
Yeah.
The first thing is like from some.
Yeah, because they have the
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Minnesota, and to discharge faithfully the duties of a member of the City Council of the City of Winona, Minnesota, to the best of my judgment and ability during my continuance in office. So help me God.
I'm not sure for what.
Here we go. Sworn in and sworn out. That's what they say. Well, now that we're all sworn in, I can congratulate Paul Schollmeyer and welcome him to the table, and to Al and to Pam, and another year, so another term. I have one certificate I'd like to read, and that is right here. It's a certificate of appreciation to Chad Larson. I know he's not here, but I'd like to say on behalf of the City Council and staff, we appreciate and acknowledge your 18 years of service and commitment to the citizens of the city of Winona. He's a part-time firefighter, so thank you for your service. And that's, other than wishing everybody a happy new year, that's all I had tonight, and I know Steve has something.
Your Honor, I'd like to defer my time to Chad. Wants to talk about ice skating and Lake Lodge.
Mayor and council would like to give you an update on some questions that we've been fielding in our office, specifically about the open water near Lake Lodge. We do have open water near Lake Lodge. It is coming into that area due to dewatering at the Winona State Tunnel project. So Winona State was given a permit to dewater at that location, have the water travel down storm sewer down Main Street and then into East Lake. That is groundwater that's coming into East Lake. We have tested the affluent. It is groundwater. It is coming in tempered. As you can imagine, groundwater is coming in a little bit warm. And it's causing, obviously, the lake to stay open. There's open water. This is having an effect on how we typically open Lake Lodge, and usually that's a outdoor skating rink. We are going to close the skating area for the season for a couple of reasons. One, obviously there's open water there. We're concerned about safety. We would not want to promote the community going down there and skating right now because of thin ice in certain areas. We'll talk with park maintenance about getting thin ice signs out in this area. And then two, because of the water that's coming in, we're unsure of even adjacent areas if it's really safe to skate. So we've just decided from a safety standpoint to close Lake Lodge from a safety standpoint. I think that it's important to know that really neither party, Winona State or the city, really foresaw this happening. Certainly when the permit was issued for dewatering, we, certainly knew that there'd be groundwater coming in. It's a high volume of water, and so it's, and again, I would just reiterate, it's nothing that either party could foresee happening in this project. I think really what caught us off guard also was the warm temperatures that we had in November. The lake didn't freeze over, and so when the lake started to freeze over, well, then you start seeing the open water, and it becomes a realization for us. And so that's the update. If you have any questions, I'd certainly entertain them.
Questions for Chad? Al?
Yeah, a couple of questions. There's a second tunnel being proposed at Johnson Street. Is this the same kind of procedure? And second, does this flow of groundwater continue year-round, or is it just seasonal? Or will it end when the tunnel itself is finished? We all know high water in that area raises the groundwater, and would the dewatering then be necessary during April, which won't affect, obviously, lake ice, but, you know, again, a flow of water into our lake?
It's my understanding that Winona State's working on the second tunnel.
Right.
First tunnel is complete. So this dewatering is for the second tunnel. So the permit
Oh,
was for the dewatering of the construction of the second tunnel.
this is the Johnson Street, not the Winona Street one.
Correct.
Okay.
So there are no issues with the first tunnel with water?
I can't definitively answer that.
Oh, okay.
We'll need to work with Winona State on whether or not there'll be future pumping of water from either of these tunnels. I can tell you that we wouldn't anticipate the amount and flow of water from a dewatering system. I mean, once the tunnels are complete, they theoretically should not need pumping. Does that happen though because of groundwater? That's potential. We'll work with Winona State on that. I think that's the key component, is we've been asked that question a lot. At this point, I think it's too, the city needs to work with Winona State's engineers on the project to determine whether or not there'll be additional pumping when the construction is complete. But our viewpoint would be is that we don't anticipate being the volume that, you know, would take place during a dewatering event.
Yeah, well, obviously, keep us all updated. I think Councilperson Iden has a
I just
question.
wanted to comment that the river is extremely high now. The river levels are higher than, I think they've broken a record now
Really?
today. So the water is running very high. That has probably something to do with the groundwater. But the dewatering of these tunnels will not be permanent. That water won't be permanently shunted into the lake. Is that,
My
I mean, is
understanding.
that a permanent solution to get the water out of the tunnels and put it in the lake, or is that not part of the plan?
No, my understanding of the project is then the tunnels are lined
Okay,
and that the dewatering is for the construction of the tunnel.
okay.
Now, again, that's how the permit was issued. The permit's not for in perpetuity. It was for construction of the tunnels and the dewatering of those tunnels. Again, we'll have to work with Winona State, their engineers, our engineers, to determine if any pumping will be needed in the future. But again, we're not anticipating that large amount to be pumped.
Paul?
So, the lost season, I'm curious about, I know that skaters and families come down there, myself included, so there are some fees that we collect. What is our lost revenue from that? And then how is this going to impact potential Winterfest activities? I think judging by when I drove by today, that there's quite a large area of open water, and I'm guessing the thin ice is going to be a pretty big swath.
Correct. We need to evaluate all of that. And what we tried to do today was divert the water from Lake Lodge further east. And so the sewer department went out today and put in a balloon valve into the pipe to see if we could divert water further east toward the band shell. And in short, it didn't work. We saw some rising levels in the catch basin near Veterans Memorial, and so we pulled the valve and let the water go into the lake. So short term, Paul, we need to evaluate all of what you just said. You know, again, finding out this afternoon, those were short discussions we had in our office. Real quick, I think that The fees we collect for Lake Lodge also go to the boat rental, and so we need to work on a solution for that, because really theoretically, the membership is for the boat rental and the use of Lake Lodge, and so we'll have to kind of determine if those fees really have been collected, or if we give some kind of discount or some, some reprieve to those that have gotten a membership. We will certainly try and provide more opportunities for public skating. This last week, we opened up Bud King from noon to 2 all week during break. Had about 1,300 people during the week attend. We're working on creating the outdoor rink at Bud King. That's a whole other set of circumstances, but we're working on other options and land rinks through the community to have open. But our office will, work on solutions for the community going forward. But
That was my other question about other options, so that they have other places to go. Sinclair Park, or, the parking at Bud King is really tight, so once we move into regular use season, the lot's always full. So parking for other people to go to the outdoor rink is gonna be limited.
yeah, so right now we have a land rink that is operational at Tillman and at the Aquatic Center. We've tried Windcrest. We had a water issue at Windcrest. There's not a good water source at Sinclair. Nap Valley, Valley Oaks are land rinks that we'll try and establish them this week with the cold temperatures. Individuals can call our office. We'll give updates on those, and we'll post them, of course, on our website. But we'll try and find solutions for the community to have other skating options. And again, with kind of the short, we tried to do this diversion today, it didn't work. We really haven't put a plan together yet this afternoon based on this latest development, so.
How's the watering going for the ice climbing wall? Just curious here.
We moved the location to our original test area. So I know we brought forward a proposal about location just west of Sugarloaf, but we had some property line issues with that location in the end, and so we are building ice in Bluffside Park like we tested the previous year. And that ice is developing quickly and developing really well. So we should have open climbing in the near future.
Okay, thank you.
Where will access be to that site then, for people that want to either go see it or want to?
Yeah, we would recommend that individuals park along Westlake Boulevard. And oftentimes you see individuals park there to go sledding. Some people run their dogs there. It's really right behind Nystrom's, Dahl Toyota's new development. I think I was thinking of Nystrom's because of Westlake. We would recommend people park there, and then it's basically straight south from that location. So really right behind Dahl.
Right behind Stone Circle? Up in
Yep,
that
Stone
that
Circle,
bowl?
up in that crevice, to use a term.
Good.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yep.
Anything else, Steve?
Not from,
Okay.
no, Your Honor.
We'll have roll call.
Mayor Peterson.
Here.
Councilman Thurley.
Here.
Craig.
Here.
Alexander. Here. Iden.
Here.
Borzakowski.
Here.
Schollmeyer.
Here,
Under the petitions, requests, and communications, item 3.1 is the extension of the Wesley United Methodist Church parking lot lease.
I'd make a motion to approve the attached resolution.
I second that.
Motion by Michelle and seconded by Pam. Any discussion?
Just a note to council, I will be abstaining on this issue.
Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
One abstention,
One
Mayor.
abstention.
Thank you.
Passes.
Item 3.2 is an appointment to the Merit Board of Elizabeth Bro.
Move to approve that appointment.
Second.
Motion by George and seconded by Michelle. Any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Passes.
And under new business, item 5.1 is the selection of the council president pro tem.
I move to appoint Councilman Borzakowski.
I second that.
Motion by Jerry and seconded by Pam to appoint Councilman Wojciechowski. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Thank you.
Item 5.2 is the Westfield Golf Club lease agreement amendment to allow subleasing of the bar and restaurant area.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Jerry and seconded by Michelle. Discussion. Discussed this 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I have a question. So, under the lease agreement, I noticed that this is on page 2 of the lease. The lessee agrees to pay to the lessor as rent from the above described premise a sum of $1,000 per year. Is that what, that's what we collect for the service?
Mayor and council, that $1,000 goes to the Winona Athletic Board. So Westfield makes that payment directly to the Winona Athletic Board.
Okay.
And that is our, that's the contract that we have. All right, I just wanted to be clear about that.
Other questions? George?
When will this agreement go into effect? Or has it already?
Well, Mayor and council, pending your approval, will get signatures and the amendment will go into effect, which ultimately means that Westfield can begin negotiations for a sublease or, and they'll work with the city attorney on providing that agreement, which needs to come back to the athletic board and to council for approval. Again, what you're approving tonight, once signatures are in place, which we have, Westfield can begin negotiations with a potential subleaser.
Any other questions? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carries.
Item 5.3 is the Law Enforcement Labor Services Local 75, 2017 and 18 wages and benefits for the Winona Police Department officers.
Make a motion to approve the attached resolution.
Second.
Motion by Michelle and seconded by Jerry. Discussion. Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carries.
Item 5.4 is the LELS Local 261, 2017 and 18 wages and benefits for the police sergeants.
Move to approve that contract.
Motion by George and seconded by Paul. Discussion. Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carries.
Item 5.5 is the Minnesota Council 65, AFSCME, Local Union 1788, 2017 and 2018 wages and benefits.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Michelle and seconded by Jerry. Discussion. Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carries.
Item 5.6 is the City of Winona Professional Employee Association, 2017 and 2018 wages and benefits.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Michelle and seconded by Paul. Discussion. Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carries.
And 5.7, the Teamsters Local 160, 2017 and 18 wages and benefits.
Make a motion to approve the attached resolution.
Motion by Michelle and seconded by Pam. Discussion. George?
Yeah, just a comment. It's good to see these contracts done ahead of time for 2 years instead of approving them a year or two later. It's good to see them done on
Absolutely.
date, so.
Good job to
Yes.
all those involved in negotiating and to the unions themselves for coming to the table.
We appreciate the input from the employees and the union representatives, and Chad led up our team, and the only reason we didn't get firefighters, we didn't have a chance to sit down with them before the end of the year, so hopefully we'll have that to you soon as well.
Does this mean that Myrna's time is up here pretty soon?
I have a couple special projects that Myrna's going to keep working on, but she'll be done by the end of the month.
Oh, okay. All right. George?
Yeah, just one other question. Who's all involved in the Teamsters now? I know the street department is, but
That's pretty much it. I think John Howard is a Teamster, and
Mayor Mayor and council, primarily Public Works Division, streets, water, sewer, park maintenance.
Okay, they're all in Teamsters, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else? We'll vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carries.
Item 5.8 is the compensation for incumbent employees outside of the base pay structure.
Make a motion to approve the attached resolution.
Second?
Motion by Michelle, seconded by George. Discussion? Al?
Now, with this passage, then everyone is now into that grid system going forward?
Base pay structure?
This
Yes.
one individual may still fall outside, but I think we're really close, if not right there.
Okay, good.
Any other questions? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carries.
Item 7.1 is council concerns.
We'll start with Councilman Thurley.
Thank you, Mayor, and a Happy New Year to everyone. And stay warm in the next few days. I was just wondering, Mr. Manager, if there's been any movement on a report from you or your staff regarding the situation on Highway 61 and Gilmore Avenue as far as an update on how that MnDOT project has gone for the city.
We've sent a request to MnDOT. They didn't have any information to provide back to us, but they're going to check again. I've been monitoring the email traffic between Brian and the MnDOT engineers.
Yeah, I've received some calls from people who are, concerned about certain segments of it, and it would be good to have a dialogue with MnDOT to say, look, this is what we're hearing from the public, and well, what do you think can you do to make improvements to make the area even better than it already is after the project is
I would ask
completed?
that you would pass those folks on to city staff, so we could have that
Yeah.
input directly, because as far as MnDOT's concerned, there haven't been very many
Okay,
complaints.
and we'll
And
do that.
checked fire and police, there haven't been very many accidents, a couple of fender benders.
Yeah, compared to previous
Correct.
without the project, okay.
Yep.
Look forward to the final report then, thank you. And that's all I have.
Okay, Jerry
Just Happy New Year, everybody, and Paul, welcome aboard.
and Michelle.
Happy New Year, welcome, Paul. I just want to share this with the council. WEFA was given a gift from MIFA on our signing, which Mark and their mayor witnessed.
And WEFA and MIFA are,
Our friends now, I guess. So if we can display, they've asked, they gave it to us, but they want it displayed here at City Hall, so I'm hoping we can display this with this solid silver plaque that he made for us here, if that's okay. I know if anyone is interested, I have some really great pictures of Mark dressed as Santa, and I'd be
I
happy
think
to
with
share
Michelle
those.
on my lap, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken.
I don't think there was a picture of that. I was trying to demonstrate what you do with Santa, because they've never met Santa before. So I'm gonna leave these here. It was a good trip. But that's all I have for tonight.
And WEFA is Winona.
International Friendship
Okay,
Association.
all right,
Yeah.
MIFA,
MIFA, Misato International Friendship
just so everybody
Association.
knows.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds like a new cartoon.
Pam?
Right?
I would like to welcome Paul to the council as well. I was out walking around the lake a couple of times in the last week or so, and I'm concerned that we have no functioning bathrooms down there. We have no public facilities at all for all of the ice fishermen, and there were some snowmobilers racing on the lake, and a lot of people walking around. I know that that's not practical to use the porta potties in the winter, but I would like to see the city step up here and in some future years get some real open facilities down there for people, because it's not sanitary. People need better than that.
Is Lake Park Lodge open at all on
Well, it
weekends?
wasn't
or-
because of the ice skating was closed. It was not open.
Okay, well, I know the visitor center's now closed.
Right, and the visitor center was closed. There was nothing down there at all.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Paul?
Well, a Happy New Year, everyone, and thanks for the welcome wishes from my colleagues here on the council, and I'm looking forward to serving my constituents in the city. Thanks.
And George?
Okay, welcome Paul and all returning members. Look forward to working with all of you as we will have many challenges as usual coming up again this year. And thank you to my council colleagues for your trust and confidence in having me serve as your council president today. President again, I appreciate it very much and thank you. We all have a New Year's wish and I have one. Number one, the railroad blockage on Mankato Avenue. I hope that gets resolved this year, and I certainly hope that it's one of our top issues. I know it's been a campaign issue, and getting that taken care of, and repair of all the railroad crossings in town from Louisa Street all the way out to Goodview. We can get them all repaired so we can go over them and not get jumped out of our seat. So that is my New Year's wish. So I'd like to just simply send out wishes of a speedy recovery to Dan Paskowitz. Dan, who had a minor accident here about a week and a half ago, he is recovering. And also to Gary Gerson, who will be going under for some knee surgery this week. Wish him well in his recovery. And I'd like to send out a congratulations to a good co-worker of mine, Greg Dinger. I'd like to wish him and his wife a very healthy and happy retirement. And he had 43 years at Peerless Chain, but his wife didn't retire. He did, but she'll be with him most of the time. And we hung his jersey in the rafter yesterday, so it's hanging above, and they're waiting for mine to come next, so probably won't be too far away. So congratulations to Greg. You were a good man to work with, so good luck to you in your retirement. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
And on the consent agenda, there are two items: the approval of the minutes from December 19th and the final adoption of an ordinance to amend a section of the sewer code.
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Second that.
Motion by Al, seconded by Pam. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Mayor, I move we adjourn the first meeting of 2017.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of adjourning say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Adjourned.
I'm sure you have. Somebody sent me a DVD the other day of